plum flowers. One blooms, but plums are plums. Lost if in love. Not lost if not in love. I know what you're thinking inside your head right now. Duh! Because that's what I thought. Minasan konnichiwa, and welcome to Let's Ask Shogo. I believe many of you know about Shinsengumi, the Mibu wolves, through anime and movies. They're known as the super strong samurai group that fought for their bushido, right? But if you take a closer look, there are some things that might change your image of them. So today, I'll introduce 5 facts you didn't want to know about Shinsengumi. The 5 facts will get more and more shocking towards the end, so I hope you can enjoy this video till the end. By watching this video, you will surely have a deeper understanding of them and will be able to enjoy the stories that they appear in much more. After watching this video, please let me know in the comments which fact was the most shocking. In this channel, you can take a closer look at Japanese social culture, tips on traveling to Kyoto, and social problems in Japan. So learners and lovers of Japanese language and culture, be sure to subscribe to enjoy more content. それでは本日もご用改めである。1. Only active for 6 years. Shinsengumi is still incredibly popular and appear in many anime and movies. So many people might imagine that they have a long history, just like other famous swordsmen and Sengoku warlords. However, surprisingly, Shinsengumi was only active for a mere 6 years. Which means all the dramatic stories and battles that you're familiar with actually happened within those few years. You can understand how turbulent the time of the Edo period, also known as Bakumatsu, was, with Japan in complete chaos, with people fighting over who is going to lead Japan through westernization. However, we need to understand that the time that the main members, such as Kondo Isami, Hijikata Toshizo, and Okita Soji spent together were much longer than 6 years. This is because they used to train together at a dojo called Shiekan with Kondo as the headmaster in the countryside near the capital, Edo. The three began to fight as Shinsengumi together because they knew each other from this point. 2. They were not always called Shinsengumi. The future Shinsengumi members first gathered in Kyoto with the mission of protecting the shogun, and they began their activities under the name of Mibu Roshigumi. The name means Ronin gathered in Mibu, Kyoto. And at this time, they had no special rights as an organization. From there, the number of members gradually increased, and when they finally had about 40 members, the Aizu clan lord Matsudaira Katamori, who was responsible for the Kyoto guardianship, finally entrusted them with the responsibility of protecting the city of Kyoto and suppressing the rebellious Ronin. It was only when they were officially authorized to work as police that they began to be known as Shinsengumi. However, a few years later, in 1868, the shogunate was abolished and a new westernized government called Meiji was established. Because Shinsengumi was originally a police organization that served the shogunate, they were considered an enemy of the new government and were attacked. With the sudden change of government, the position of Shinsengumi quickly shifted from the police protecting Kyoto to terrorists who are harming the country. They were deprived of the honorable Shinsengumi name and given the name Koyo Chinbutai by the old shogunate, meaning the troops to stop the battle in Koyo. Koyo is the area in Yamanashi Prefecture where the civil war between the old and new government took place, and the Shinsengumi had become an organization that only fought there. The shogunate wanted to peacefully solve problems with the new government, and to do this, Shinsengumi, which was a bloodthirsty group of men, was nothing but an obstacle. Practically, the old shogunate wanted the formal Shinsengumi members to die in the battlefield of Koyo to get rid of them. This is truly a terrible fate for the members who had always fought for their country. 3. They killed many of their own members. The Shinsengumi solved numerous evil crimes and defeated Ronin in Kyoto. This image is not completely wrong, but if you unravel the stories of their main battles, you will understand that the members have actually been mostly fighting each other. Some examples of members that were killed by their own group were 1. Serizawa Kamo, 2. Ito Kashitaro, 3. Yamanami Keisuke. Shinsengumi originally had another leader called Serizawa Kamo when they first gathered in Kyoto. However, he was a heavy drinker and did whatever he wanted in the name of the Shinsengumi. With such a leader, the organization could not be united. So Serizawa Kamo was assassinated under the order of Hijikata Toshizo. The second member, Ito Kashitaro, was an elite who had joined the Shinsengumi a little after its formation and was planning to use the group as a stepping stone for even more power for himself. However, he was actually a man supporting the emperor, which was the newer government side. Therefore, he couldn't get along with Shinsengumi, who was on the shogunate side. So he left the group, taking some members with him who shared the same ideals. In order for him to be trusted by the emperor's faction, he planned on killing the leader of Shinsengumi, Kondo Isami. However, one of the members that went with Ito Kashitaro was a spy, and this plan was leaked to Shinsengumi. Shinsengumi succeeded in assassinating Ito Kashitaro before he could do anything. In addition to these assassinated members, many others died after being ordered to commit seppuku by the Shinsengumi. This was because Shinsengumi had a set of strict rules called Kyokuchu Hatto, meaning the laws within the squad. 1. Do not act against bushido. 2. Withdrawal from Shinsengumi is prohibited. 3. Do not steal or borrow money. 4. Do not take part in others' litigation. 5. Do not fight for personal purposes. Breaking even just one of these rules will result in seppuku. What were such strict rules for? Shinsengumi were originally just a group of low-ranked men who had nothing but the skills to fight. In order for such a group of barbaric men to work together, they needed a supreme rule that would change their mindsets, that they were no longer some thug. Seppuku is originally something that only the high-ranked samurai would do, to honorably take responsibility for something he had done by ending his own life. Officially announcing these rules was Shinsengumi's resolution that they were not low-ranked peasants, but were now noble samurai. As a result, however, they actually sent about 50 men to death. What's especially shocking is the fact that Yamanami Keisuke, who was the second in command alongside Hijikata in the group, was also even ordered to commit seppuku in accordance with this rule. He gradually became unfriendly with Hijikata for his forceful way of management, and at one point he tried to leave the group without permission. Yes, this is against the second rule of Kyokuchu Hatto. In the end, he accepted seppuku, and the helper that cut his head off was actually Okita Soji, who was Yamanami's good friend. 4. The quarters were so dirty that the people got sick. There used to be Shinsengumi bases in various places in Kyoto. Originally, there were only one in Mibu where they first formed as a group, but from there, as more members joined the squad, they started to build more. Especially after the victory of the famous Ikeda incident, the number of members was the largest, of about a maximum of 200 members. However, it is said that many of those who became members of Shinsengumi were originally low-ranked peasants who admired the samurai, and their personal lives were never as well organized as real ones. The sanitary conditions at the bases were terrible, and it is said that 1/3 of the members were sick due to the terrible environment. When the Shinsengumi was first assigned a full-time doctor, Kondo and Hijikata personally guided him through the bases. Even with their leaders walking through the buildings, there were some members lying naked on the floor. 5. Hijikata was very narcissistic. The real Hijikata was quite handsome and very popular among women, just like how he's often portrayed in anime and movies. He would have been a cool samurai if he had just taken it in stride. However, even though Hijikata was feared as the devil sub-chief and was feared by the members for his strict rule, he was also quite a narcissist. He compiled a booklet of love letters he received from various geisha in Kyoto and sent it to his hometown to show them off. And in these letters he sent, also included some of his original poems. Should I forget my oath to fight for this country, all because of the girls? He actually had a fiancée waiting for his return in his hometown. And I don't even want to imagine what she felt when she read these letters and poems. Reading poems was actually Hijikata's hobby, but many say that he actually had zero talent. Plum flowers, one blooms, but plums are plums. Lost if in love, not lost if not in love. I know what you're thinking inside your head right now. Duh! Because that's what I thought. But he himself must have thought that he was a great poet because he deliberately compiled a booklet of his poems and left it for future generations to read. And lastly, today's conclusion. I introduced the 5 facts you didn't know about Shinsengumi. 1. Only active for 6 years. Despite their fame, Shinsengumi was only active as a police organization in Kyoto for 6 years. 2. They were not always called Shinsengumi. When they first gathered in Kyoto, they were called Mibu Roshigumi, meaning the ronin that gathered in Kyoto. After the shogunate was abolished, they were forced to change their names to Koyo Jinbutai, meaning the troops to stop the battle in Koyo. 3. They killed many of their own members. Many of the famous battles that Shinsengumi fought were against a member within the group, including Serizawa Kamo, who was considered unworthy of a leader, Ito Kashitaro, who left the squad and tried to kill Kondo, and Yamanami Keisuke, who tried to escape without permission. More than 50 members were ordered to commit seppuku because they violated the strict rules called Kyokuchu Hatto too. 4. The quarters were so dirty that people got sick. Shinsengumi had several military bases in various places in Kyoto, but the sanitary conditions were terrible there, and it is said that 1/3 of the members were sick due to the horrible environment. 5. Hijikata was very narcissistic. Hijikata compiled a booklet of love letters he received from various geisha in Kyoto and sent it to his hometown to show them off. He included some of his own poems that he wrote, which many people point out he really did not have that much talent. So that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching. If you thought, okay Shogo, these facts might be true, but still I'm a big fan of Shinsengumi, please hit the like button to help me boost this video to more people. And my goal is to achieve 2 million subscribers by January 2023, so your help would mean a lot. And please check out our sub-channel and membership through the link inside the description box. Thanks again, and I'll see you in my next video. 皆さんどうもありがとうございました。So while I was filming this, I thought maybe you might have 2 questions inside your mind right now. Number 1, I explained that Ito Kashitaro left the group because he couldn't get along with Shinsengumi and their ideas of supporting the shogunate side, right? And number 2, I also explained that Yamanami Keisuke was sentenced to seppuku because he broke the Kyokuchu Hatto, the rules, right? But why was he like this, almost like the sub-leader, the sub-chief, and he like violated such an obvious rule, right? So I wanted to solve these questions for you. Number 1, the reason why Ito Kashitaro was able to leave the group, again, Kyokuchu Hatto includes rules that you're not allowed to leave the group, right? Otherwise you'll have to commit seppuku. Why was Ito Kashitaro able to leave the group? This is because, again, Ito Kashitaro was on the emperor's side, supporting the new government, actually. Yep. But we need to remember that the shogunate, the shogun, the samurai leader, their rights as an authority to rule Japan was given from the emperor. So even though the Shinsengumi were under the shogunate, it still does mean that they need to obey the emperor too. It does mean that they weren't, what should I say, they didn't obey the emperor's side directly, right? Because they obeyed the shogunate, yeah. But in the end, the top has always been the emperor throughout Japanese history, right? So that means Ito Kashitaro actually made an excuse that the emperor actually gave him orders to leave Shinsengumi. So Shinsengumi can't disobey the emperor, right? Because their leader, the shogunate, is also under the emperor. So Ito Kashitaro, again, was an elite. He was very smart. He thought up of a plan to be able to leave Shinsengumi without getting killed. He said that the emperor has ordered me to leave this group to work somewhere else. So I'm leaving, and I'm taking some of the members who wants to come with me together with me. And that was actually all just part of his plan. And he wanted to make another organization that would destroy the Shinsengumi to get more trust from the emperor's side. Yeah, so that was the reason why he was able to avoid being sentenced to seppuku even though he left the group. And number 2, Yamanami Keisuke, the man who was sentenced to seppuku even though he was a sub-leader, the reason why he deliberately did that, it sounds a little bit weird, right? He was a leader, he must have known about the rules, why did he do that? It's because he was, again, against the way Hijikata was ruling Shinsengumi. Hijikata was we say he was a very cold-hearted person, the devil's sub-chief, right? So Yamanami Keisuke was more nicer kind of person, yeah, the image in stories at least, yeah. And he really couldn't get along with Hijikata anymore. And there's many different theories about why he did it, but one of the main theories that I believe in is that Yamanami Keisuke, in the end, actually wanted to commit seppuku to appeal to the leader, top leader Kondo Isami, that what Hijikata is doing is wrong. He probably did everything he could to try to say that we need to change how we run Shinsengumi. The way we're managing this group is way too forceful, I guess, you know. But probably Kondo Isami probably trusted Hijikata more, I guess, as a leader. Yeah, and that's the reason why Yamanami had no choice but to say his statements through ending his own life. And it's said that Kondo Isami actually noticed this. And Kondo Isami was actually very sorry to Yamanami Keisuke that he couldn't listen to his opinions all the time. So when they found out that Yamanami Keisuke actually ran away from the bases, he let just one person look for him, and it was Okita Soji. Again, Okita Soji was great friends with Yamanami, right? And the reason why the Kondo, the top leader, did not let out a huge group to go look for the traitor, basically, right? The reason why he only let one person and his friend, Okita Soji, to go look for Yamanami is because he wanted to let Yamanami Keisuke go if Okita couldn't find him. But of course, Yamanami Keisuke's true intention was not to run away, but to be found and to be taken away and have the rightful, meaning to commit seppuku, right? Disobeying the laws, yeah. So Okita Soji actually found him, Okita Soji found Yamanami Keisuke, and Okita Soji was like, there must be a way for you to avoid seppuku. Let's go and negotiate with Hijikata, you know, and we need to find a way for you to survive. But Yamanami was like, no. I did this on purpose, and I want to commit seppuku, and I will be following you, and will be going with you. Yeah, that's one of the stories that I believe in the most. All right, thank you so much for listening to such a long story after the main part of the video. Again, please let me know in the comments which fact was the most interesting to you.